My timer is going. Hi, this is Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. Here we are with Let's Talk Tuesday, the live stream that we do every month, the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. So earlier, just this evening, just a few minutes ago, I think the video went up for this week about alignment. And that discussion was a little bit more on the, I want to say esoteric, but I don't even know if I know what that word means. Kind of on the more energy level of alignment, the systems of the body. And with Let's Talk Tuesday, I want to talk about physical alignment. I want to talk about the title of this is Rising in Alignment and the Power of Posture. The way that we align ourselves really, truly affects our major systems, the strength that we have, physical strength that we have, emotional strength, mental strength. A lot of those things go hand in hand and build off of the other. But I am going to try to stay very focused on the like the physical part of this today. This comes from this rising in alignment thought comes from something that I read in a John Kabat-Zinn book, I believe. He was talking about meditating, and I do love his approach on it because it's very much just like, there's no PR around it. There's no like audience that you need. You don't need to be talking about, you need to be doing it. You need to be actively engaged in it for yourself, with yourself, which I absolutely appreciate and love. And he was talking about, and he's one of the people that also talks about like, just do it, just lay down on the bed, just, find a comfortable place. You do not need to be all contorted in crazy places and stuff. It's about tapping into that quiet place that's already there and growing it. So you have to find that quiet. You have to find that stillness because it's in there. And once you believe it's in there, then you can look for it. And once you're looking for it, you can find it. So when he's saying to begin, the only important thing to focus on, you could be sitting, you could be, I guess, standing, laying down, but rising from the pelvis with integrity. And isn't that so one of those simple does not mean easy, but one of those very simple thoughts of, am I rising from my pelvis with integrity? What's this whole top half of my body doing? How is it engaging with the world? And when I take that posture, when I take that thinking, that rising up out of the pelvis with integrity into my day, away from the meditation practice, I then begin to become aware of, I'm going to move my camera a little bit so that you can see kind of like, I'm going to be slouching in a moment. When I do these videos, I have to adjust my screen. I have to adjust my lights, of course, because they're shining on my desk and I need them to be shining on me. But I change a lot about how I'm sitting here when I'm not looking at myself, when I'm not thinking about it, really. I go into, I'm a left leaner. I get over here. I've even tried raising this side up or lowering it, and I just kind of like lean over here, and my mouse goes from where I want it to be down here on my little table. My table is actually back there right now because I need some stuff for this video, and we're going to talk about why the table is over here. But this is my posture. I'm very head forward. I'm looking at the screen. I'm trying to find stuff with my mouse. And I'm not rising in integrity. So in finding that place in my meditation and noticing how it's not involved in my workspace environment, I'm going to tip my camera back up here. I want to talk about that today. So sitting at the desk, I have tools that I put in place that they do help me be more aligned and be in a better place of rising out of the pelvis with integrity. And I want to talk to you about them right now. So I don't get endorsed by anybody and I don't make any money off of these things. I'm just showing you the stuff that's here. I'm not selling any of these things. I'm not, involved in any way. But they are tools. I talk to my clients about them as far as, helping with neck pain, helping with lower back pain. So one thing that is huge with the lower back pain and huge with posture is this rubber pillow I have. It's kind of like an exercise ball. It has obviously this really flat surface. This is from right here, Gaiam. Can you see that? That's the website and the brand. I did get it from that website. And sitting on that, I do put a towel over it because it is kind of like a rubberized product. So I put a towel over it so it doesn't get like sweaty and yucky. And it is this pillow that it's, in my opinion, for me, it works better than sitting on an exercise ball as far as, kind of like the alternative to a chair. I do put, when I sit on that, I will put my arm rests on this chair down a notch, and I'm much higher. It's kind of like up here, which is going to move into a next point of how I can rise from my pelvis with integrity a little bit better when I am using that pillow. So that pillow, it has that same concept of the exercise ball where my core needs to be engaged for me to stay still. And what that does is it helps strengthen the lower back muscles. I love talking about psoas in any part of my practice. That's a key player in hip pain, and it's a key player in lower back pain. A lot of times that psoas isn't letting go, or it doesn't have the strength and integrity to hold our posture. Psoas is one of those muscles that's always, always, always working. So when I have my green pillow, that is this huge support for my posture, rising up with integrity from my pelvis. I don't use it all the time. It's one of those things where for me, and I've had this comment from other people that have bought one and used it in their work environment. It is a workout. So I use it and then I, set it over on the side and I will bring it back. Maybe twice a day, but it really helps wake up those core muscles. I don't sit on it all day because that's way too much for that core. And it tends to fatigue my body more. And it's kind of refreshing to bring it in and then, have a break from it and then bring it back in again if I need it. Maybe you've heard of this next point, but when I'm using that pillow, I'm up higher. And when I'm up higher, I can have my keyboard on my desk. And whenever, other than that, when I'm using my keyboard, I have a wireless keyboard, and that's over here on my table. And with a wireless keyboard, you can just put it wherever. So there's this little USB thing, a wireless thing that hooks into the computer, and you could even use a wired one, really, because I'm not that far away. And what it does, I'm gonna kind of shine this down here. I keep my keyboard on my lap, so it is my elbows are going to be above my wrists, so that my shoulders. We're going to come back up here, so that my shoulders can be relaxed. So you can probably see the difference very well when I'm typing here versus when I'm typing here. So my elbows, if they're resting on my thing, or if they're even just here on my, this is on my desktop, if I would be typing, they are, they creep up. And then that wreaks havoc on our scalenes. It wreaks havoc on our trap muscles. It really confuses the smaller muscles in the back of our neck and the back of our shoulder because they don't know what we're doing, and we're holding that pose. So then they forget to let go when we're done. So it makes a huge difference to have the keyboard low. I just put mine right on my lap if I'm going to be typing a lot. The other thing I do to keep my hands below my elbows so my arms can not crunch up my shoulder and my neck area. I also have a wireless mouse. I do use the keypad, the touchpad on my laptop, but I try a lot. I try very much to use my wireless mouse. And I have a small table that I keep next to. It's actually an end table. It works out to be the perfect height for me. I'm taller than average people, and my height is kind of from my waist up. So my legs aren't that long, but like I'm tall here. So when I sit, I tend to need a lower chair, and to make the desk height work. So to really support the arm that's using the mouse, I'm right-handed. I have a table that's low and it fits right underneath my desk. And I shoo it back and bring it forward if I'm going to be doing a lot on Canva, or something away from just the typing, which that's a lot of clicking on Facebook or working on advertisements, or working on I see up here on my screen, I got my Teachable stuff that is just, click and click and click and click. Working on the website is click and click and click. And all of the movements that we do with a mouse are really micro. They're very small. And that's engaging our small muscles. And it really stresses out our large muscles. So taking a break from the mouse, and stretching your arm and just letting the arm fall, having the arm extended as much as it can, keeping those large muscles contracted, in a crunched up position. Like if I was using I'm going to go down here again. If I was trying to use my touchpad, everything gets like crunched up here, including my shoulders, include my elbows, my wrists, my fingers, my hands. All of them get crunched up, and then they can have a hard time releasing because we're doing all those micro movements, and those small muscles are getting stronger, getting fatigued also. And then the large muscles are kind of forgotten, and then they get we'll just say grumpy about the whole thing. And then we start to get the aches and the pains, and that small muscle movement can create those adhesions that we hear so much about with the carpal tunnel syndrome and the stuff going on with the fingers. All of that is those micro movements are just very difficult for the body to deal with. So moving along into what else do we have? Oh, the last thing, two more things to talk about. And these are very focused on how I don't rise with integrity from my pelvis when I'm, having my long days here and long nights here at my desk, where the fatigue sets in, and these tools that I have to keep that integrity. So I work on a laptop, and with my wireless keyboard, it makes it much easier for me to take the whole computer system that I have. And I actually have my trays with like my paperwork, and the stack is right on this file cabinet that's behind my computer, and I will take them down and I will raise my laptop up. So when I'm looking at my laptop, I'm not having this tip where this occipital ridge is getting really stressed out. These tiny, tiny muscles kind of having this arm wrestling situation with these large, long scalene muscles, my SCM muscle, all this stuff in the front is arm wrestling forward, and these occipitals have to pull back the whole weight of my head, to keep this tip. And without me tipping all the way over, this falls into my tiny occipitals, and my traps are involved as well. Those large muscles in the back of the neck. But lifting the computer screen, whatever you're going to be looking at, if I'm typing up here, or if I'm typing, I want to be looking up here, which you can see how that's much different than when I'm looking down here at the camera, I'm looking at the camera now, I'm looking at the computer screen now. So typing up here or looking up here and typing down here keeps this open, the whole front of my body open, and it keeps that alignment, that awareness, that integrity rising from my pelvis up. That hip bowl is the pelvis. So paying attention to the eye level screen and doing whatever it takes. Some people have monitors, and you can just mount your monitor up on a shelf, or there's all kinds of little things that you can get for your desk to lift these things up. And I just use the stuff that's around here. And those trays of like my work to do, my extra paper, they're, a great height for lifting that up for me. And the last thing that I want to mention is moving the feet. So I pretty much like never stop moving from the time I get out of bed in the morning till the time I get in bed. When I'm here, I'm, multitasking. I feel like I'm doing the work of 5 full-time employees, and I'm kicking butt doing it, but it does get tiring. I'm used to being on my feet all the time. Many jobs that I have had through my life have involved me being on my feet all the time. And when I took a job at a bank, I was kind of like, of course it's no big deal that I'll be standing, working on the teller window. It's not a big deal that I will be doing that because I'm used to waitressing, I'm used to farming, I'm used to, all kinds of labor intensive jobs, running around doing this and doing that. And then I had to stand in one place for all day for like 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever. I don't know how long the shifts were. The full day, I had to stand in one spot. And that was so hard on my body. It was hard on my feet. And when I'm here at my desk, I am not moving. And when I'm not using my green pillow, I put it underneath my feet, actually. And if these are my feet, I'm going to go like this. I tip them and I exercise them and I move my calves to encourage blood flow down there. So there's no fluid building up. There's no, there's blood flow in that area. And the it also helps encourage the like opening of the ankle. That's the word I was trying to look for. Opening the ankle up. Many times, if we look at when shoes started to come around, we have and people that tend to be on their feet all the time. There is an encouragement of having a little bit of lift in the back of the heel. And that is actually to help open the heel up for blood flow. So when we have a flat foot, there is tendency to have a lot more pressure on, the whole foot, the ankle, it's a very closed. The ankle is very closed when we are flat-footed, when we are like without any heel or any angle to the foot. And when the foot opens with a little bit of a lift under the heel, it does help quite a bit with blood flow, and it helps keep the fluid from building up. Anything that we get that gets in our way, it's going to start jamming up that flowing fluid that we have in our body, the blood, the lymph, in our systems. So I keep that down there and I just I put my feet right on it, and I'll just kind of point my toes down, point my toes up, point my toes down, point my toes up. And I do also, when I'm not on my feet a lot, I tend to have cramps in my calves. So that helps to keep that blood flow and keep that from happening. I think I know that there's like a machine that you can buy for under your desk that like kind of like vibrates and does the same thing, really. It like stimulates the bottom of the foot to encourage the blood flow. And this is just something, I have the pillow, and, it does the same thing. And it actually it's not a passive experience where this machine would be stimulating. It's, my own body that is stimulating itself. So that was a really long talk, and somebody's here. Thank you for being here. I don't know who you are. I don't see anything over here in the chat. But this is way more physical alignment, physical things. I don't usually talk about the physical so much. I tend to talk about the other layers of our body. The physical kind of is the I feel like it's just what's manifesting from all of the backstories and the things in our head. And what's there, what's not there, and bringing this piece of alignment, and how I do have this integrity that I keep when and I'm pointing over this way because that's where I do my meditation usually, where I kind of find that it takes over, that position takes over. And I thought I would do a video to share how I try to keep that rising with integrity, the posture, optimizing that as much as I can here at my desk, and tools that maybe might be helpful. So thank you so much for being here. I love doing these videos. I love that there's usually one or two or a few people that show up here and there. I'm glad to have a little bit of an audience. This is going to be available on YouTube here as soon as YouTube is done doing its checking and whatever it does. I don't know what it does, but it will show up later tonight or tomorrow. So I will talk to you again very soon. Throughout this month, we'll be talking more about alignment, and I look forward to sharing that. So thank you. Have a good night. Oops.